Let's make a song. Welcome to Aviva Studios. Hello, welcome to Aviva Studios. Okay, so today I'm going to summarize, I'm going to tell you about the plot of my novel. It's called The Spark. I've been working on this for so long, it's very hard for me to write it. But like, I don't know, maybe this will help. Maybe this will help me write it, right? So this is not the first scene in the book, but this is this is the first scene of his life in the book. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a flashback. Right, so this boy... Alright, so this boy, Gus, one day he learns that he's a shifter. Which means he has the power to control, like, things in nature, right? And his ability is to control electricity, right? And he learns about this at the age of 9, right? So I just put the characters' ages here. So he's 9, and his parents are 32 and 33. I don't know why I put the ages there, but I just did. His dad is called Lucas, and his mom is Julia. Right, so we got his full name, Augustus. Very protagonist name. The name Augustus means greatness. I think. Let me check. Oh, so how did he get his ability? Great question. They don't know. And I like that. I like that they don't know. So in the book, I'm going to talk about, like, competing theories for how people get their powers. Some people think that magic comes from spirits and demons. Some people think it comes from the ground. Some people think it comes from the gods. Some people think it comes from... Some people think that living things just have magic. Right? Like, it's just a thing that living things have in their heart. So there's going to be, like, competing theories about how people have magic. And people who have magic are called shifters. Because they, like... You don't create anything with magic. You simply bend what's there. So you're a shifter. Oh yeah, so the name Augustus means greatness. it's supposed to be like a protagonist name. I like it. It's a cute one. His name's Gus. His parents call him Oggy, which I thought was cute. His name, this character's been around for a while. I created the character when I was like 12, right? And when I was 12, I used to call him Francis, and I changed it years later. Right, so he learns that he has powers when he's like 8 or 9, and he grows up learning to control the power. Right. His dad tells him, okay, hey, so you're the only child, right, because he has a sister. Oh, yeah, that's right, his sister. I'll give you a picture of his sister that I drew ages ago. Yeah, so his sister does not have powers. I feel like the color work is kind of off. His sister Emma does not have powers, right? So Gus has powers. And his dad tells him, okay, since you have powers, you should go away, right? Like, you should go to this college later in life so you can master your abilities and live a better life, right? Because the place they live kind of sucks. They live in a place called Garev that is near this city called Pakrava. And it's not a great place to live, right? So you're thinking, okay, so you can, like, use your powers to get out here and live a better life. So that's what his dad tells him. Some chapters early on introduce us to his cousin, who I'm not sure what she looks like. This is her when she's like a teenager. His cousin Grace, who is also a shifter, and she has the power to control fire and ash. Right? Her name is Grace. Okay, so, like, I've been thinking of plots for, like, so long. Like, I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen in this book. But I got this idea, right? So, there are these hounds. There's these people called the Hounds. Right, they are humans who were cursed a long time ago, to turn into wolves. Yeah, so the curse was to turn them into wolves, and they did, right? But someone found a way to stop it from happening. The complete transformation, right? So they have these magic hoods that stop them from turning into wolves. Right? So here's the magic hood. Right, so they have the magic hood that stops the transformation from fully happening. Right, so they look humanoids, right? But of course, the hood doesn't, like, fix the entire curse, right? So they're still, they're not complete wolves, but they can't talk to people, right? It wouldn't be much of a curse if all they had was ears and a tail, right? So they can't communicate with people, they sound like wolves, right? And the Hounds generally live in Pekrava, right? But then they start coming outside of the city to the place where Gus lives. I'm going to do some fixing. Just to put the hat on the hood, the top there. Right. They come to the place where Gus lives, and then they kidnap his father. I thought of this recently, right? I'm really not sure what's going to happen in this plot. Like, it's so hard for me to figure out plots. Characters are easy, right? Because a person is easier to think about than a world with, like, tons of consequences, right? So, I don't know. So, they come to the place where he lives, they kidnap his father. Right? So, he's told by someone in the town that, oh, there is someone in Pakrava who can, like, who you can make a deal with. Have I ever written a piece before? What do you mean a piece? So, I've written 3 books, but they kind of suck. They're not great. I uploaded, like, 2 books to Wattpad, and they were, like, not so great. But people, like, had a mild enjoyment from them. Yeah, so you heard what I said. So they kidnap his father, and he hears about this guy, this person, in the city of Pakrava who he can go to, who can help him get his father back. Right, they call him the Ice Wolf. Yeah, so this is like the background I created. Layers. Right, so he's got like a... So the Ice Wolf, right? So he's dressed up like a hound, right? It's a human who's dressed up like a hound, which is interesting. I think I had this idea that he's doing it to trick the police. Like, so the police from a distance will think he's a hound. And that, like, saves him for a bit. Yeah, you heard me, right? I said I wrote 3 books. 3 children's books. I actually printed, I printed 2 of them out. Right, and one of them is on my computer. Right? So, yeah, he makes a deal with him. I haven't figured out what the deal is. Like, I had this idea, okay, so, that, this guy, the Ice Wolf, a friend of his was taken by the hounds too, right? And they, like, work together to get their people back. His friend and his dad. So that could work, I don't know. They work together to get, the people they love from the hounds. Yeah, just some mild fixin'. Okay, so yeah, so eventually he like rescues his father, and they rescue this guy's friend. But I'm not sure when this happens, right? So I wrote this part, and I titled it I put the number 5 after it because it's the 5th picture, but it probably probably happened sooner than before. I haven't figured out when things happen. So Gus meets the Ice Wolf, right? And he also meets the actual person, right? The identity that this guy, whose name's Ryan, is the Ice Wolf. Right, and they become best friends. Right, he gives him a gift. The first gift he gives him is a cloud in a bottle. Right, because, oh yeah, that's right, I didn't even mention what his power was. He's called the Ice Wolf because he has the power to, control the temperatures. Right, and because he can control temperatures, he can control the weather. So he actually puts a cloud in a bottle, which is kind of whimsical. And the cloud starts, it actually gives you electricity, right? Like, it gives you lightning and thunder, which Gus can use to, he can control the lightning and pull it out, which I like that idea, man. It's a very different kind of weapon. So he pulls the lightning out of the bottle later in the story. Definitely have to write that. The second gift he gives him is this sword. I don't think I drew it. Yeah, I didn't draw it right. Definitely not. Because I didn't look at references. It's supposed to be a rapier, but it doesn't look like one. Yeah. He gives him a rapier. Right. And remember what I said about his cousin Grace? Right? Because remember, I barely figured out this plot, and I don't know how this is going to be written. So I'm not sure when this scene is going to happen, but his cousin Grace eventually, one day, his cousin Grace gets into trouble, right? My first idea was that she gets arrested when she's, like, young, right? And then she breaks out eventually, and she changes, and she becomes a villain, right? She changes her name to Cinda, and starts wreaking havoc on the city. I couldn't think of much of a plan for her. Cause, I don't know, like, I haven't really written villains well, ever, right? They were supposed to be villains in my children's series, and they were not written well, right? I'm not good at it. But, yeah, so Cinder breaks out of prison. I should have mentioned that, right? I should have mentioned Grace was arrested at the start of the stream. Sorry. And, like, she starts wreaking havoc in the city. She's one of the bigger villains of the book, but not the only one, right? I want to create lots of villains because the idea is that the city is, like, a dangerous place, right? So there's gonna be more villains. I thought of 2 so far, but they don't have names. There's a guy. There's supposed to be a guy who has the same power as Gus, right? He has the same power to control electricity, and he's, like, masters his power. So he's like a competition for him, right? Like, he has to learn how to do similar things as him in order to beat him. So that's an interesting idea, right? Then there's another villain, who's a woman who has the ability to control the wind. And that's what I got. So I got Cinder and that guy and that woman. I need to think of names, but I can't. Cinder, like, names are hard for me. Like, Cinder is so easy to create because it's Cinder, right? And it's very memorable, despite the fact that it's been used before. Right, there was a Cinder in the TV show Ruby. Right, my Cinder is hotter. But, like, it's hard for me to think of something new. Something cool and new. Right, so there's a flame there. Wrong layer. Oh my gosh, I tried like several different outfits for a different kind of outfit for her. Um, this one does not work. Oh my god. I'll show you the other one I had in mind. Right, where she has a dress, and I don't think the dress works. So like I decided against it. Right, like she could have like a really pretty like fiery dress, but I don't know if it would work. So I tried like leotard there. See. I actually haven't done her that many times digitally. I tried to like do a sketch of her here, but she's in a fight. Right, so yeah, Brick's ass has freaking havoc. She's one of the she's a major villain in the book, but she's not the only villain. Because I want the whole city to be dangerous. Yep. At one point, during a fight, I had this idea that, oh, Ryan's girlfriend, takes the sides. Which I thought was nice. Her name is Zainab. Zippy. Right, so this happens somewhere in the middle of the book. And she, like, takes the sides away. Right, and of course, Ryan's friends also have to do something. Ryan, Gus, and Zach, who I haven't really figured out an idea for. Like, what are they supposed to do in this book? Right, I know that they're kind of like the bad guys eventually. Right, like, Ryan is supposed to go from okay-ish to, like, worse in this book. Right, and they become, like, worse, I think. But I'm not sure, like, what they do exactly. Outside of fight the hounds. So, one of the hounds kidnapped Mike. Right, because of, like, a fight that they've been going through with them. Just getting with sketch lines. What else is there to talk about? Yeah, that's it. So that's the spark. I got for it. Like, because I'm not entirely sure what's gonna happen here. I have an idea what the characters want, right? Like, so Gus, Gus wants to be a musician as well as Ryan, right? He plays the violin. Oh, that's right. I never drawn a digital picture of him with the violin. I don't think I've drawn many physical pictures of him with the violin, so I should definitely do that at some point. He likes to play the violin, and Ryan plays the drums. And his dad wants him to go away, master his powers somewhere, and live a better life, right? He doesn't want to do that. So, yeah. And the novel alternates between Gus and Ryan's perspectives. So chapter 1 is Gus's perspective. Chapter 2 is Ryan's perspective. So this is like the big ones to focus on, but everyone around them still needs to have their little arc, and I haven't figured that out yet. Right, it's very frustrating just not having the pieces. Now I'm going to tell you about this movie idea that I had. And I actually did write, like, I wrote a page for this movie. I wrote a page for it. Wait, several pages, right? Like, I wrote at least 3 pages of, scene, of script. And it's a not bad script, actually. First, I'm gonna, like, fix this up, with her hair. Right, so yeah, I should probably talk about some villainous things she does, or like things I had in mind, like because Gus like fights her because he stands against her, right? She goes to his father's business and tries to destroy it, right? Because Ryan stands against her, she kills his dog, Bella, who I haven't really drawn much yet. I think I have like at least one picture of Bella. I won't spend time trying to dig it up now because gotta move on. But yeah, some things I thought of. As well as burning the city. Right. Crazy eyes. Okay, so the movie, I haven't figured out a title for it. I'm calling this folder sequel movie, and I put all the scenes in it, right? But the movie begins with Ryan falling out of the sky. Right, he just falls out of the sky in America. My first idea was it was in New York. I might change it. I don't know. Maybe New York is just too cliche. Maybe it could be somewhere else, right? But he like falls out of the sky and onto a building. Right, and he looks over at the city. Like he's in. Now I'm not sure which city I'm going to pick. And then, of course, people below, they can see a guy standing in the building, right? And they start recording it. As you imagine, right? Right, they see a guy standing on the building and they start to record it. And then they see something crazier than the guy standing on the building. They see him make an ice ramp. Right? They see him make an ice ramp. And they see him slide down it. Like that. Yeah. Right, they see him slide down the ice ramp. Alright, and it's all recorded, right? Something I want to try for the movie is, like, I want to try and make the, I want there to be some, doubt as to whether or not Ryan has powers. I don't know, I like that idea, right? So, because his powers are not permanent, right? So, the ice eventually melts, right? And because it eventually melts, like, there's some doubters, right? There's like, does he actually have powers? Or are people, like, doing something with their phone? Like, right? So, there's some doubt as to where he has powers, which I thought would be, nice to add. Because there's nothing permanent that he does. So, you can question it. Because they don't create things. That permanent. Right, so, oh my gosh, if I knew how to draw a good supermarket, I would. Right, but he goes to like a supermarket and he starts stealing. He starts stealing some meat to eat. Off the shelves. Right? And then some police officers come into the shopping center, into the supermarket, and they try to arrest him. So, that's one of the first crimes he does. First crime. So he, like, freezes their feet. He freezes them in place. Oh, no. Sorry, that's not clear. So he freezes their feet in place. Right, runs away. Okay, some point, his two friends fall out of the sky too, and they land on the same building. Right, because there's a portal that they're coming through that you're not seeing yet. Right, so they land on the building, right? Yeah, look around in shock, and then Zach, who has the power to make force fields, creates force field platforms off the building. Right, so they use force fields to come down. Right, and like the people on the ground are probably recording that too. Right, but I didn't draw that. Right, they're probably recording the Zach make force fields. Alright, then they meet up with Ryan. Right, and Ryan is happy to see him, but also like devastated. Because from his perspective, it's like, Okay. Wait. Oh. Ugh, wrong numbers. Okay, so from his perspective, it's like they're stuck here, right? And he tells them, you shouldn't come here because now you're stuck and there's nothing you can do, right? Because I don't see a way out, right? Like I fell from the portal and now I can't get back to that portal, right? But then they find out that they can get out, right? I mean, at first they actually like submit to it, like because at first they think, yeah, we can't get out, but then they find out that they can at some point. I'm not sure when, but like at some point they're gonna figure out that they can get out. They see that the gem, I'm saying this in quotes, the gem that creates the portal they need has been taken by this guy, right? I don't know, like, so what do they do when they find out that the gem has been taken by this guy? They kidnap his daughter. Yeah, so they're hiding in the bushes, right? Right, and then Zack uses his force fields to put her in a bubble, and they take her to an old abandoned building. Right, so she's in a force field bubble, she's floating, right, and they take her to an old abandoned building. In the script I called it an abandoned apartment. Right, I called it an abandoned apartment. Right, and they throw her on the dusty couch there. Right, and I didn't draw this because like this is just too much. But like they have like a days-long battle with the police who want to free the hostage, right? And there's magic involved, there's guns, there's wild scene until eventually she escapes, right? Because she knows something about these buildings that they don't, and she escapes. I was thinking to myself, out of the air vents, like she crawls through some passage and gets out, right? And they don't know about that, so it makes sense that they would turn their backs and it would happen, and they wouldn't know how she got out, because they don't know how the city is built, because they're from another world, right? So she eventually escapes, and then they're arrested. So yeah, they go to prison. Right? When they go to prison, everyone in the prison loves them. Right? They actually really like them in the prison. They try to entertain them, they don't try to start fights. Maybe one of them tries to start a fight at one point, but it'll blow over, right? Mike, as well as having the spark, as well as having magic, he also does magic tricks, right? Like all kind of magic tricks with cards and stuff, right? And the prisoners like that, and of course they also like the fact that they use their powers to make things a little bit more bearable in the cell. So Ryan has the power to change temperatures. It's the middle of summer, right? And he makes it cooler inside the prison. It's easier for Ryan to make things cool than to make them hot. Right, so he says it's easier for him to cool things down, so he makes things cool. And Zack has force fields, right, and he can pull things towards him, which is useful to them. Like maybe he pulls something from an out of bounds area in this prison. Right, so they go to prison, and the prisoners actually like him. Right, they're the first people to like him. No one else likes him. Then one day, when they're in the prison, right, Ryan hears about a hurricane that is coming to the city. Right, it's gonna like hurt a large portion of America. It's called Hurricane Lydia. And Ryan says, because he can change temperatures, he can end the hurricane. And he actually gets let out, right? He actually gets let out. He stands on top of the building, and he ends the hurricane before it begins. Right, he ends it before it starts. Right, and because of that, he is let out of the prison. Right, he's let out of the prison, but he's the only one. His friends are not let out, right? And he has a conversation with a scientist called Alice. Right, this middle-aged woman who's a scientist called Alice. So this conversation with her takes up a lot of time, and we learn some things about Ryan. Right, and that I think people really enjoy that. Right, people are into people want to find out things, right? And Ryan is not the kind of person who just says everything about himself, right? She has to do some prying, maybe. Like, she has to ask the right questions. Until he starts to actually, like, respect her. And tell her a lot of things, about himself. That'd be interesting for the movie. So this is the last picture. It's the conversation with the scientist. There's of course more, but I haven't figured it out yet. I'm not sure which to go for. I had this idea that the first half was that, and the second half of the movie was a proposition that Ryan makes to the people, right? Which I like this idea, like, you can't tell where this movie is gonna go, right? Like, it jumps from thing to thing, and you don't know what's gonna happen next. The second biggest thing, right, second half, is Ryan makes a proposition and says, hey, I've just found the gem, right? We found the gem, and we can go back home, and you can come with us. Right, and I thought that was interesting, like, oh, and so, like, who was gonna choose to come with Ryan to the other world? Right, like, that's a great idea. And I had, like, a long list of people who would come with him. Like, the first woman who comes with him was a woman dying of cancer. And she says, you know what, I'm dying. I would love to see this new world. Even if it's with this crazy guy who commit crimes, right? Like, what do I have to lose? I got cancer, right? And a bunch of criminals decide to come with him, like a bunch of ex-cons who want to, like, turn their life around, come with him. Like, people who, like, they got nothing to lose and they just want to see something interesting. Like drug addicts or whatever. They're at the end of their rope and they're like, okay, maybe this will change things for me. And they decide to go with him. And past that, I have no other ideas. Oh wait, no. Okay, so that's one idea for the second half of the film. Another idea for the second half of the film is to bring in more people from the other world. Like, maybe Gus gets into the portal at what point. But I'm not sure why he would get in the portal, so I'm probably not going to do that. But it'd be nice to have, like, more people from the other world come in. But I need to come up with a good enough reason for them to come in. So, yeah, so that's the plot of my book. And that's the plot of my movie that I thought of so far. I can show you the writing that I did for the script. So I'm going to open up my Google Drive. Yeah, so this is the script that I had. And it was literally just called Sequel because I couldn't think of a name. Right, so I'll just read the beginning, right? Just the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry you can't see it all. I could try, like, okay, there we go. Now you can, like, see it. So, external New York day. A man is falling from the sky. His hair is black, his arms are reaching out to the air, but he can't grab anything. There's the sound of rushing wind, but his supposed screams are muted. He lands hard on a building. Now we get an audible gasp. He raises his head, stands up slowly, and stumbles to the edge of the roof. Cut to the people staring at him with mouths agape. Many are holding up their cell phones and recording. Ryan is taken aback by the crowd. He jumps backwards. So I was confused about whether or not to put his name there. I figured, why not just put his name there? I don't think it hurts. So, and then I put reactions from the crowd. Person 1, wait, is he gonna jump? Person 2, don't jump, man. Person 3, nah, do it. Ryan's eyes start to glow. He points his hands down, moving them away from his body like he's pushing an object. A heavy layer of ice forms against the building. He slides down the ice ramp all the way to the ground. The crowd goes wild. More people raise their phones and record. Oh my god! Holy... Ryan looks afraid. He raises his hands. He blushes. He runs and dashes past the crowd people. So he's like afraid. He blushes, right? He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know where he is. And he just runs off. Right, so there's my script. Would you like to see more of it? I should definitely get to the second part of this broadcast, though. So I was supposed to share my songs. Oh, before that, I'm gonna share the scene. Okay, this is the part where he steals. Right, so internal supermarket day. Right, so this is the part where he steals from the supermarket. Ryan is crouching on the wood for the fruit stands in the supermarket. He grabs 3 fruits and puts them in a cotton bag. He pushes the lady out of the way as he runs to an aisle full of bags of chips, grabbing them too. He gets a bag of popcorn, a bag of steak, a bottle of water. Right, so he steals a bunch of stuff. 3 police officers try to stop him while he casually takes a bite of banana. They run at him with one hand on a gun. Ryan raises his left hand and freezes their feet in place. He laughs. 10 people are gawking at the frozen police officers. Ryan runs out of the supermarket with his bags. Right, so that's the scene where he steals. Right, so it was supposed to be more chaotic. He's supposed to throw more food in a bag. So, yeah. Now for the songs that I wrote, which I thought I was gonna share this last month, but wait, no, I think it was like weeks ago, not last month. Right? I thought I was gonna share this before, but then I changed. But then I got distracted. I started doing something else instead, which it turned out to be okay. Right, so this is a song that I tried to write a while back. It's called Muscles and Bones. And it's been so long, and I haven't figured out an ending for it. Which is very upsetting. All your brothers and sisters are gone, but you have stayed and remained alone, and you will die childless. I'm afraid all your chances have flown. It's time you ran off and made a home. Well, I'm not that strong or wealthy, smart or... Oh, wait. Well, I'm not that strong or healthy, smart or wealthy. Why do you give me the time of day? I've got dreams defer, too much to learn, and stacks of debt to pay. I've got nothing to give and no reason to live in a shattered, broken crown. Nobody would come my way, I would only drag them down. Right. I'm sorry that you've lived like this, but I hate the way you sit and seethe. Why did you allow all this to bind you in a weed, when all you need is muscles and bones, a heart that speaks in undertones that only I can hear? Yeah, and I'm sorry if that really sucked. Don't have the best singing. Right, so like that, it's been like that for so long, for many months. I can't figure out how to end the song. Oh wait, that's right, I can. I did think of something, right? So let me add that part that I put before, right? So I had this idea that like the song was gonna be like a whole story, right? And there's going to be a bridge. There's gonna be an epilogue to it, right? So here's what I had in mind. So when the two of them are finally together, the male rabbit says this, right? The guy, right? I mean, I drew like a male rabbit character, which I'll show you later. Right? He finally says this. Having fun at the beginning, right? Yep. So he's like the epilogue part, right? Which I haven't even completed that. I haven't even completed the epilogue, right? My walls were comfort and safety. I wouldn't exit and no one could make me, until you gave this hermit a chance. If I had known what that smile just gave me, I would have walked on broken glass. Right? So I haven't finished that part. But I don't know, I hope you like my idea there. It's supposed to be like a whole story, right? So the first part is the mother of the girl saying, you gotta find a place to live, right? You gotta find someone to have children with. Second part is the boy, right, who says, I'm not worth it. And the third part is her singing, you are. 'Cause all you need is muscles and bones, a heart that speaks in undertones that only I can hear. Right? And I haven't finished it, sadly. Which I would incomplete. And then I thought of this epilogue part. This is gonna be a long song, right? If it's ever finished. Where he sings about how happy he is. Okay? Now for this. Disordered order. I thought of this a while back. And I actually sang it and I uploaded it to YouTube. But I can talk about it here. The Black King and the White King are having a debate. Should they start up a battle to settle their fate? For I heard that the Black Queen slapped the White Queen in the face, and the White Knight tried to step in and de-escalate. But the Black Knight reacted, and tensions were raised, and the Bishop did nothing, didn't try a single thing. So the Duke took down notes and alerted the King. Now the black pawns and the white pawns are decked out in rows, 'cause I guess this is worth fighting for, I suppose. I see one white pawn shaking as he moves to d5, feeling sure there is no way he will make out alive. And the black pawns responded, these ivory heathens, even though they are starting to question their leaders. The dance has begun, our blades have been raised, but I find it a bore until you force us to play. When you got no skin in the game. Right, so like, so this is like, it's supposed to be a political song about how people who start wars send the pawns out to fight them, and they just have no skin in the game. Right, people start wars, and then they just don't, and they don't feel the consequences of the war that they start, because they're generally not on the front lines. Okay, this song isn't great, but I'll sing it to you anyway. Right, it's called Chameleon. I thought of it, I think when I was a teenager. I don't know why you think that you're so useless that you'd rather blend with the next guy. But it seems like you popped up in my view. Well, I gotta say, now nice try. 'Cause you're so colorful, 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 I can tell that you'd be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful being yourself. So please don't blend in with the background, it's time to step into the light. If you can outshine the whole crowd, then you can be a star tonight. Come on, come on, come on, chameleon. Come on, let's go and steal the show. Yeah, probably should change it back to steal. Right, that'd make it a bit better. Not a great song, but I know it could have been something. Okay, so this is another song that I uploaded. Not finished either. It's called The God of Small Things. The way we sit and pour honeydew, the way you laugh when I tickle you, gladly hold your waist as I lift you, promise I won't let go. So small yet so brave and so trusting, look at you slowly adjusting, stepping forward but never you fold, there's everything on earth yet to know. I'll be a leader and a guide. I'll get you deeper till you're back on the other side. I'll plant the seeds and fulfill all your needs, so the seasons of aging and what it brings. I am the God of small things. Right, and the idea is that the God of small things is a parent. Right, someone who looks after a child. I hope that's clear in the song. Oh yeah, Burned by Love. This is a song that was uploaded to YouTube. It's very long. It's actually completed. And I don't want to sing it all. You can actually hear it on YouTube right now, so I'll just skip it since it's so long to get through. I'll just sing the last part of the song. And you can like listen to the song on YouTube. It's on a playlist of mine called The Rabbits, because that's like the name of the album. So I'll just sing the last part. Until one day you found someone at the end of your search, saw what you were made of, making a bond as deep as the earth. They always keep their promises, so you find room for them. You ask them to dip their toes in, and without question they take a dive. Now here's the first embrace they gave you've been wanting to receive for life. Right, so just the last part. It's a good song, you should listen to it on the channel. Yeah. The reason why the album is called The Rabbits is because the rabbits live together in burrows with hundreds of them. Right, and the album is about relationships. Right, so I thought The Rabbits is a good title for an album about relationships. This one is called Stick It Out. I thought of it when I was a teenager. I remember some girls at high school liked it, so I liked it. As we sit in that old diner chair we always choose, and you hand me photographs I can't afford to lose, 'cause there's a million memories to celebrate our virtues, like how we always stick it out no matter what we go through. Some days we go high, some days we end up rolled in dirt. But I know you're brave, you won't leave my side, 'cause nothing braver than making it work. So I know you'll stand and you'll stay, even when they're caught between a rock and a hard place. Okay. As I ponder every path I ever walked down, as I glimpse at every scar and every bruise, I'm reckoning I'll be there when this castle crumbles. I swear I'll take any path that led to you. Right. So you know I'll stand and I'll stay, even when we're caught between a rock and a hard place. This was an alternate line, where I wrote, I am thankful for the path that led to you. I'm not kidding, I'll be there when this castle crumbles. I am thankful for the path that led to you, which I don't know if that works as well, so I'll get rid of it. I'm not kidding, I'll be there when this castle crumbles. I swear I'll take any path that led to you. Right, so I think that one is better. Okay, so, The Magician. This song feels so great in my head. The concept for The Magician was that, it's about a guy who was a terrible lover, right? Terrible in a relationship, and he, gives an apology. And this is, the beginning of my chorus that I haven't finished. This is the beginning of my chorus I haven't finished, right? Yes, I know I deceived you. I tricked you and ran. Dun 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 dun. Right? So, again, I couldn't think of much, right? And I thought of this line, and even the rabbits agree, because, the magician has a rabbit or two, and he says, and even the rabbits agree, I promise I have no more tricks up my sleeve. Right? So, the song is about an apology. Alright, and The Magician is a memorable title. It's gonna sound so good once I think of lyrics. Yes, I know I deceived you, I tricked you and ran. Dun 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 dun. But I can't think of anything. I was thinking of having a song called The Rabbits. That was kind of magical, and it ends, and it has this in the chorus. 'Cause once again, the rabbits are racing to the moon, and this time you need to see it too. Right, 'cause once again, the rabbits are racing to the moon, and this time you need to see it too. It's very clunky, and I don't think it's gonna work as a song. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this for a bit, right? This slipped my mind. But this is a theme song that I invented for Helluva Boss. You know about Helluva Boss? Right, it's a very bad show that could have been great if it just stuck to its original premise. If you just told a story and developed the characters that way, it would have been great. But they didn't do that. You know what Helluva Boss is like? Helluva Boss is kind of like if Mystery Incorporated was all about Daphne and Fred's relationship drama. And they only solved mysteries in shorts. That's what Helluva Boss is. That's what it's like. But here's an idea of a theme song I thought of. Deep down in the depths of hell, it's every demon for himself. And so I raise my claws to the gun, show the world I won't be shunned. Through the fire and the flames I'll have my way, every demon in the dark I'll make them pay. And if you shun me, that's your loss, 'cause I'm a sharpshooter and a hell of a boss. Not great. And if you shun me, that's your loss, 'cause I'm a sharpshooter and a hell of a boss. Right. Yeah, so ending with Helluva Boss seems like the only way you can end this theme song. So, right, you have to end with Helluva Boss. Oh, so it just doesn't work in my opinion. So there's a page of songs I had for an album called The Rabbits. Um, Now here's some more songs that aren't necessarily for that album, but I don't. Maybe they might work in that album. Right. So here's like this is one of my favorite songs. I recorded it and I posted it to my channel and it got barely any views. Right. It's one of my favorites. I like it. It's so simple but so nice. When I get the right music for it, it's gonna be amazing. Like, it's gonna be loved. I call this song Chip Away. Right, so I should probably just put the title there. Chip Away. Don't look at the others, 'cause there's no use. Or the others that never bother to gaze at what's inside of you. If they had eyes like mine, they'd see you're exactly who you're meant to be. The day I met you at that fountain, I swear never met such a beautiful mountain. I know you'll do what you need to prove them wrong. And they can chip away at the surface, but you'll still be strong. Right, so basically a song that comforts a friend. My idea for the song, because every song I write has to have a story to it. My idea for the song was that there was a guy with a stutter, right? What was his name? Was it Dominic? Like, there was a guy with a stutter, and this other guy was singing a song to him, right, to cheer him up, right? Sort of, right? I think, because, like, he's trying to cheer him up, but then he's also, like, making fun of his stutter by stuttering, but it makes the song cuter, so I'm like, eh. Right, and the song doesn't need to be in that context, right? You can separate it from the story, but in order for me to write a song, it needs to have a story. Like, there needs to be, like, a progression for me to think of as I write the song. The second thing I wrote, which I put hashtag pro-life, hashtag motherhood on it. This one is called, oh yeah, Teach Him, which is a very boring title. I might change it. This song, I recorded this and I posted it, but I actually changed the lyrics. Right, and I think I wanna, do I wanna delete that video? Probably not. Like, I won't delete that video, but I'll keep it there as progress. One day I will have music behind this, and I'll have the changed lyrics as well. Right, so this song is called Teach Him. I changed the lyrics, and here's my newer version. Blessed Mary, who held the one, knew it was scary to have a son. When the path seemed clear, God pulled the rug. Little lady, your mission has begun. So teach him what it means to grow. Teach him everything you know. The Prince of Peace about life on planet Earth. You'll be the greatest Sailor too. Go teach him how to be just like you. Right, and then there's another verse that I deleted. Because it kind of sucked. Right, I deleted the verse because it sucked. It's still on the, my channel. And it sucks, right? Here's the second chorus. So teach him what it means to grow. Teach him everything you know. The Prince of Peace has a lot to learn about life on planet Earth. Oh, Mary, you are more than just a girl. You are carrying the future of the world. Right, so second chorus, yeah. So you be the greatest saint, mon chou. The word mon chou, it means, my dear. I think it means something like my dear. Or my love or something. Right, because I couldn't find a decent, like, English words for like you. to go with like you, so I go with Manchu, which is French. I think some people will like it. Ooh, what was the name of the song? I'm not sure what the name of the song was, but okay. Maybe it'll come back to me when I sing it. I don't know. Here's the third song on the list. You've been feeling stressed out lately. You've got your work cut out for you. You don't have the right to be lazy. And beggars don't get to choose their occupation or their station or how much they have to lose. But maybe I could get you upward, take your burdens and shake them loose. We'll take that dark cloud over your head, replace it with a rainbow. I'll take your coat while you go on ahead. Now please enjoy the light show. Yeah, probably gonna change that. Probably gonna change that. It doesn't sound so great. And it rhymes head with the head. It rhymes with head. So that kind of sucks. Right, and I wrote this. And I swear we light up like Aurora Borealis. Every shadow shines like a palace floor. What are you waiting for? Step forward, open the door. And it's like, yeah, it isn't good. I won't delete that. But I want to keep the line. We light up like Aurora Borealis. Alright, when I was a kid, a friend of mine told me that the Northern Lights, the name for the Northern Lights is Aurora Borealis. And I just had to use that for the song. This is a song that I uploaded to Facebook, but not YouTube. It isn't so great, but I don't know, let me sing it. Two caterpillars, friends from the start, held on together, never grew apart, and one day they started to change. One little creature waiting to bloom smiled really big, wrapped inside her cocoon, living parts that would rearrange. The next thing that happened, I won't embellish. She started to grow an unusual blemish, and her friend called out her name. Well, the moth came to greet her when she burst out, but her butterfly friend began to shout, 'cause she thought that she wasn't the same. No, you're wrong, I hope that you're listening. I'm not gone, I'm only transitioning. Just not the way you do. Stick to me as we're both growing. We're both wearing different clothing, but I'm the same girl you always knew. One boy's life started a difficult test, a large egg that landed in the wrong nest. The day that he came into view, Pester and Pinch say it amount to nothing. They thought he was an ugly duckling until the day he grew. Oh, the son that they saw, what a surprise. He looked back at them with tears in their eyes, but they wondered who he was. No, you're wrong, I hope that you're listening. I'm not gone, I'm only transitioning. Just not the way you do. Stick with me as we're both growing. We're both wearing different clothing, but I'm the same boy you always knew. I hope my voice doesn't sound too bad. Right. Oh yeah. And I thought of this song, which I literally only have one line for. And I keep on trying. Every time I try to think of another line for the song, I get stumped. Right. So here's a line. I wanna be the center of Mardi Gras. And that is the only thing I could think of. I put ... after it. But that's such a good line. Like, it's such a good line for a chorus that I put it there, and I hope I can think of something later. Sorry about the screeching bird. a cat just walked by the car where I'm recording with a jingling bell. Sorry for the distraction, yeah. So here we go, song number 6. I'm not sure what the song is called. I'm not sure what one of these recent songs should be called. But maybe this is called Change. Shush. Ugh. I never dreamed that I might be free but trapped on the inside, watching flies land in my coffee, just letting the time roll by. Great start, right? It's one of the better songs on this list. Okay, here's another song that I uploaded to Facebook. So, what should I call this? Actually, I'm not sure what I should call it. Oh yeah, no, I actually had a name for it. It was called Indecent Exposure, yeah. No, I'm not loving this. How could you be so oblivious? Isn't it obvious? And didn't you force me to stay? They say love what you've got. The dealer deals cards, some good and some not. But I never wanted to play. Sir, I don't want to be watched. Please put your cameras away. When I was a child, I was told I'd be loved by the screen. Now I can't love myself, 'cause viewers are way too mean. And I cannot abide by the world knowing much about me. I was forced to comply, and the worst part, I'll never get closure. You call it fame, I call it indecent exposure. I thought this a while back, and I posted it to Facebook. Someone told me it was good, right? Like, I actually got comments saying it's definitely promising, but I can't think of a second verse. Right, definitely has promise. Could be really great instrumentally, but second verse is, yeah, it just never came to me. Should I put an arrow there? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to put an arrow there. Get rid of it. Yeah, just get rid of the arrow. Yeah. Okay, so here's something that came to my mind, and I just couldn't finish. I hope I'm not a regular person. Regular people really suck. I once had a friend like me, but now it seems I'm out of luck. Right, so that was the beginning of the song. Right, and then I thought of a chorus. Or like, right, this was the chorus, which I'll separate from the rest. Then I thought this line, searching for someone like us, as we gaze out the window with a bus. Which is the end of a verse, right? And then that's the end, and this is the chorus here. If I had my way, I would skip through. I would slip through. If I had my way, I would slip through the cracks in the pavement like pennies do. Right, like, so all what you're seeing here is like a bunch of miscellaneous lyrics that I just think of randomly, and I add to the list of this because I got Google Docs on my phone, and I just like write down lyrics when I think of them, and a lot of them just don't work. Here's a set. Here's a set of lyrics that just aren't that great. You ask me what I am, and I respond with what do you mean? You're a specter, an observer, like a lighthouse on the water. You're someone who dares to dream. Right, like I think of a bunch of miscellaneous lyrics that just don't work, and I add them here. Like this is not gonna be much. Oh, like this one. This one's cute. Like it could work. Thought of it not too long ago. My life depends on a back that never bends, on a road that never ends, on all the light that's pouring in. Right, that could be cute. Oh. Okay, so right, like a lot of these lyrics are like really sucky. I'm only sticking to the ones that like are like decent or like not so bad. I know a place where a tunnel leads to a rocky face beside the sea. The blue and white crushes against your feet, feels good inside, and it looks so pretty. Seagulls stealing your lunch and we laugh. We turn a picnic to a blast and a half. Let's go, go, go. You can't say no to that. Alright, so not so bad, I guess. Right, like if you want to know like how bad the lyrics got, I'll show you something I wrote before. Right, like some lyrics that I just think of like just random ones, right? I don't care if you're a hypocrite, as long as you tell me. I stood on the precipice and it overwhelmed me. Like again, like lyrics that lead to nowhere. Because I'm not really thinking too hard. Then there's this one, this was like a story song. Like this had more of a story to it. As you happen upon a cold bench for homeless men to sleep on. And then, yeah, so it was really hard for me to think of what this should lead to, like, and what I'm talking about. But I thought of this chorus. You're a legend like King Arthur, except you're totally real. Never imagine you become a martyr for the dun 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 dun. Who cares if you lost 1,000,000 or 2? I've never met anyone like you. And another set of bad lyrics. Philosophers all mourn the fact they never know the answers, and scarecrows are jealous of barnyard dancers. Man, I was just thinking of stuff. Right? And I didn't erase it because... Right, like I don't want to get rid of my thoughts, you know? Like, I've gotten rid of some of my thoughts, but I don't want to get rid of them all. Because that'd be sad. Even if they're, like, not so good. Okay. What am I going to end the stream with? I'm going to end the stream with the songs that I wrote that have to do with my novel. Right? I did think about having a musical. Right. Which is just one of those thoughts that I have. Like, ooh, what if this is a musical? You know, like, I think of having a musical, a TV show, a movie. Right? I think of it all. Right? When I'm sitting alone at home. Right? So here's some songs that I thought of that have to do with the characters from my book. Right. So some context for this particular song that I spent some time a while working on, right? I mean, I say a while, but like I think of this in chunks, right? So I'll write some lyrics and I'll leave them for a long time, and I won't come back to them for like months, right? Right. So I wrote some lyrics, then came back months later and finished the general idea, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy I figured it out. Right. So this is a song that Gus is singing to Ryan, right? And it starts with Gus singing, and then it continues with Ryan singing. And it sounds like a really good musical number in my mind. I hope you enjoy it. Well, the gods ain't fair, that's what they say. Never mind, I don't need them anyway. Except to erase what they did, like bringing me to life, for instance. Maybe that's too dramatic. Am I asking for too much? Seeking reasons to panic. Am I really the only one who sees bloodshed defeat for years on repeat, and it's only getting worse? Could you please take away this curse? Right. So Gus's verse, and now for Ryan's. Never seen you whine like this before. You can pout, but it's not a good look. Remind yourself of what you can be fighting for, and master your powers like you should. Unless your point is to go seeking for what you lack, don't ask for smaller stones, ask for a bigger back. And stones are the only thing you have to cast when they toss you in the rubble. But you have much more than stones, boy, to pick up and get you out of trouble. If it was me at the start of the world that I could see the gods begin to shift, I would not say something so absurd. I would ask them to share the gift. And I'm thinking that the next part of the song could be like a quick back and forth where they start interrupting each other and like throwing arguments at each other. Like, this is why magic should end. This is why it shouldn't end, right? So I hope that was clear, right? This is a song that Gus is singing to Ryan about how he wants the curse of like magic to be taken away, right? And then Ryan responds and calls it a gift, right? Which is great. Like, so Gus's verse ends with the word curse and Ryan's ends with gift, right? Which is a perfect conclusion, right? I'm a good writer, right? I hope I'm a good writer. So here's a song that I thought of. This is a song that Gus sings to Ryan again. He's like, this is not the beginning, but I can't think of the beginning. My grandma said, child, I beg you not to waste my precious time. I ignored her and started to climb. Perhaps I'll just live for the spark that gets bigger and bigger until it can no longer hide. And maybe that's the reason I'm alive. Right, so this is at the beginning, but and it probably isn't like completed, right? There's probably like verses between it, right? So the idea is that Gus is like doing a thing, and his grandma is like mean, and she doesn't want anything to do with him. So he like secludes himself and starts working on something, right? And the spark is his magic, and it's also like creativity and ideas, right? So the song is like, it's partly about Gus and partly about me, which is why it works. Like if I can't which is like the urge I had to write it was that it was partly about myself, because like the spark can be about magic and it can also be about creative ideas. Oh yeah, and then I thought of this, which is a lyric that I thought that this is actually a lyrics that I thought of for the movie. And Ryan's friend Zach was going to sing this to him. He says, I went ahead when they told me I shouldn't, and we still have a long way to go. But I'll never give up 'cause you didn't. Right, so I went ahead when they told me I shouldn't. Right, which means like he jumped in the portal with Ryan when he was told, hey, that's probably no good idea. And we still have a long way to go. We're gonna be stuck here for a while. But I'll never give up because you didn't. Right, so, which is important because Zach and Ryan are childhood friends. Oh man. I'm not sure if this live stream went out so well. But I'm not sure this live stream did so well. But thank you for coming to Aviva Studios. Thank you for joining. I hope you like those songs. If there's more to show you, the live stream isn't over. And I feel like there's more to show you, but